Hello, this is Chingster. Today we will learn about finding the LCM of three numbers. So I'm just going to give you an example. Let's say the numbers 40, 48, and 60. So we're going to find out the LCM of these three numbers using the ladder method. So if you do not know about the ladder method, you may watch my other videos on finding the GCF and LCM to have an understanding of how the ladder method works for two numbers. So for three numbers, we're going to do the same thing. So list down the three numbers, 40, 48, and 60. Okay, draw your first step of the ladder. And next, you need to think about what a common factor of 40, 48, and 60. And for me, you can start with a prime number or you don't have to start with a prime number. I'm going to start with the number 4. Okay, so 40 divided by 4, you get a 10. And 48 divided by 4 is 12. And 60 divided by 4 will be 15. And now think about whether there is any common factor of 10, 12, and 15. And you could see that there is no common factor between 10, 12, and 15. So 4 will be the GCF of 40, 48, and 60. So we need to continue the ladder to find the LCM of the remaining three numbers, say 10, 12, and 15. There's no common factor of the three numbers. So next step, pick two of the numbers and consider a common factor of the two numbers. For example, for 10 and 12, a common factor between the two numbers will be 2. And I'll continue the ladder and write a 2 on the factor outside. And when you divide 10 by 2, you get a 5. 12 divided by 2, you get a 6. And because 15 is not divisible by 2, I'm going to just copy 15 down here. And the next step, I will have to think about a factor of just two of the numbers. Is there any common factor between 5, 6, or 15? And I will pick 5 and 15. They are both divisible by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 6 is not divisible by 5. I'm just going to copy 6 down. And 15 divided by 5 will give me 3. And now I'm going to just pick two numbers, 6 and 3, and they are both divisible by 3, so I'm going to put a 3 here. And 1 is not divisible by 3, I'm going to put a 1 here. When 6 divided by 3 is 2, I put a 2 here, and 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I put a 1 here. I continue. Now I can only pick a number, so a 2 here. So 1 is not divisible by 2, I put a 1 here, and 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1 divided by 1 doesn't divide by 2, so it's 1. So now, very nicely, I have all the factors here of the LCM, and I have to multiply them all. So the LCM of the three numbers will be, so the LCM will equal to 4 times 2 times 5 times 3 times 2. And if you work it out, that will give you 8 times 5 times 3 times 2, and 8 times 5 is 40, times 6, and the answer will be 240. Now we'll look at another example to find the GCF and LCM of 45, 165, and 360. So first of all, you will need to list down the three numbers. So 45, 165, and 360. And these three numbers end with 5 or 0. So very naturally, I would say that, they are 5 is a common factor of the three of them. So 45 divided by 5 is 9. 165 divided by 5, you have to work it out, is 33. And 360 divided by 5 will be 72. And let's carry on and see if there's any common factor of the three of them. So 9, 33, and 72. I know that 33 plus 3 is 6. 33 is divisible by 3, and so you get 11. and 72 is divisible by 3 to give you 24. One way to check whether a number is divisible by 3 is to add up the sum of the digits of the number, and if the sum is divisible by 3, that number is divisible by 3. So up to this step, we realize that 3, 11, and 24 do not have any common factors. So from here, I can say that the GCF of these three numbers will be 5 times 3. So you can now write down the GCF of the three numbers. So the GCF equals to 5 times 3, and that gives us 15. Next, we're going to continue the ladder to find the LCM. So 3, 11, and 24 don't have a common factor, but if I pick two numbers, they will have a common factor. So 3 and 24 are divisible by 3, so I'm going to put 3 here. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 11 is not divisible by 3. I'm going to copy 11 down. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So now I left with 11 and 8. And I will continue the ladder with, say, 11. So 1 is not divisible by 11. I will copy 1 down. 11 divided by 11 is 1. 8 divided by 11 doesn't work, so I'm going to just copy 8 down. I'm going to continue. And the last number is 8. I will have to put an 8 here, an 8. And then 1 divided by 8 doesn't work. 1, okay, and 1. And 8 divided by 8 is 1. So very nicely, the LCM of those numbers will be the product of all the numbers here. So the LCM will equal to 5 times 3 times 3 times 11 times 8. And if you work it out, will be 5 times 3. 3 times 3 will be 5 times 9 will be 45 times 88. And that would give me 3,960. So we've reached the end of our video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my video, and I will see you again. Bye.